Hello, this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we've come to the end of our topic on algebra and we're going to do some revision questions. So I just have a few questions, one on each of the lessons that we have done throughout this chapter. So you can pause the video and attempt all these questions yourself beforehand and then just use the video as a guide to see how you've gone. Or if you think you need some extra help with this topic, you can just be working through these answers with me. So let's have a look at question number 1. In the expression 6x minus 7y plus 4 minus 2z, how many terms are there? Now, the terms in an expression are the things that are separated by the plus and minus signs. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Then it says, what is the coefficient of the x term? Coefficient means the number in front of the x term. So here's the x term. So 6x is the x term, but the coefficient means just the number, which is 6. What is the smallest coefficient? Okay, so remember that you have to take into account negative numbers for that. So minus 7 is the smallest number there. Okay, looking at question 2, we want to simplify each of the following. We have a mixture in here of multiplication, addition, and some division. We've got all the different types of things in here. So it's important that you practice mixing your different types of simplification together so that you don't get them all confused, which method to use when. All right, so for 2a, we are multiplying 13 times d. Now, to simplify that, we just want to write it without the multiplication sign, which means we can just write them next to each other, 13d. That's all we can do for that question. For b, we want to simplify this. There's a lot of addition symbols in here. We want to simplify that by adding together the like terms. Now, h's, if there's all h's here, h plus h and another h there, they are like terms. So there is 1, 2, 3 of them. So that will make 3h. And we can add the numbers that don't have a h with them, our constants. We can add those together. 6 plus 2 is a positive 8. So that all simplifies to 3h plus 8. Part C, 5f plus 3 minus 2f plus 8. Again, we need to look for like terms when we're adding and subtracting. So 5f is a like term with minus 2f. So we have to take that sign in front of that 2 there, so that we need to do 5f minus 2f. 5 minus 2 is 3f. Then the plus 3 and the 8, they have no letters with them, they're constants, and they are also like terms. So we would do plus 3 or 3 plus 8 makes a positive 11. It doesn't matter if you write this down as 11 plus 3f, that means the same thing. Okay, for D, 8k minus 5j minus 4k minus j. Subtracting in here, so we need to look for like terms. 8k and minus 4k, let's put a circle around them. They are like terms. 8k minus 4k, 8 minus 4 is 4k. And these ones here are both j terms, so they are like terms. Minus 5j minus j, that would be like saying a 1 there, so it'd be minus 1. So we have minus 5 minus another 1 makes minus 6j. E, we are multiplying 11m times 3. So we don't have to worry about like terms for multiplying, we just multiply the numbers together. 11 times 3 is 33, and the m just sits afterwards. In F, again, we are multiplying. So minus 4p times 7pq. So multiply the numbers, even if there's a minus sign with one of them. So it's minus 4 times 7. That makes a negative 28. If we have more than one p, so p times p, that's going to become p squared, and 1q there as well. In G, we are now dividing 27ab divided by 3b. We look to see if we can divide the numbers. So 27 divided by 3, that goes 9 times, and letters can cancel as well. So a b from here and there, they will cancel off. So this a is all that's left here to go with the 9. Divisions can also be written as fractions. Okay, and when we have it written like this, we look for numbers to divide, to simplify these by. 24 and 40, we could divide by 4. If we divide 24 by 4, we get 6. If we divide 40 by 4, we get 10. We also have an m on the bottom and 2 of them on the top, so we can cancel that one off with one of those. And we will get 6m over 10. Now what happens sometimes is if you don't get the highest factor, you might have to simplify again. So in here we can see 6 and 10, I can actually divide those further. I could divide them both by 2, giving me a 3 and a 5, making the answer 3m over 5 as the most simplified answer. Okay, on to question 3. We want to expand and simplify where possible. So expanding out the brackets, we want to multiply the 2 by the first term in the brackets. 2 times 6x, 2 times 6 is 12, and x sits after. Then we multiply the 2 by the second term in the bracket. 2 times by minus 1, 2 times 1 is 2, and the minus sign. Okay, we would simplify if we had some like terms here, but we can't simplify that. So let's move on to the next question. Expanding the bracket, we need to multiply the 7 by 3x. 7 times 3 is 21. X sits after. And then we do 7 times by 2, which is 14. Now this is actually outside of the bracket, so we don't need to multiply it or with that bracket there. We just need to write it here at the end, so minus 15x. Now looking at this, we can see we have an x term and another x term, so they can be collected. 21x minus 15x makes 6x. The 14 is not an x term, it's different, so it just needs to be added on to the end. Okay, and that's done. Question 4, we want to substitute that x is equal to 5 into each of the following. Okay, so in here, if x is equal to 5, that would mean I have 4 bracket, instead of the x, I have a 5 minus 2. Now, order of operations says I do the bracket first. So let's leave the 4. 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. Okay, and that is multiplied with the 4. The bracket means that that's multiplied with what's in front of it. 4 times 3 is 12 for the answer. Let's do it again for B. Again, x is equal to 5. So along the top here, we're going to have 8 multiplied by 5. Okay, because 8x means 8 times by 5, plus 2 over 7. Okay, we need to work out the top first, so let's work that out. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 2 makes 42. And now we can divide that. 42 divided by 7 goes 6 times. Okay, my last question for the day is to use the rule W is equal to 4z over 3 to complete the table. So we have values for z across here and we want to find out what W is equal to. So one value at a time. Let's start with the 0. If z is equal to 0, I have 4 times 0, which is 0. 0 divided by 3 is still 0. You can't get anything by dividing that into pieces. Let's try again with 3. If z is equal to 3, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Substituting 6 into here, 4 times 6 is 24, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. Substituting 9 in, 4 times 9 is 36, and 36 divided by 3 is 12. And finally, putting the 12 into here, 4 times 12 is 48, and 48 divided by 3, well, that's a bit tricky, isn't it? Remember, you can always do a division like this. So 48 divided by 3, 3 goes into there once with a remainder of 1, and then you do 18 divided by 3 is a 6, so that would go 16 times. All right, that's the end of our lesson today. Next time we're going to have some challenge questions for you. So if you've mastered this section, this topic of algebra, then you can attempt the challenge questions next time. I'll see you then. Bye.